All right, everybody, HNS Radio, welcome. Otters Night 2025. Adam Freeman alongside me, good buddy Terry Camp. And I just realized something, Terry. I'm sitting in the wrong seat. That's the whole issue.
That is exactly what happened.
I'm sitting in the what would be the passenger seat at our table.
Yeah. Well,
and you're in the driver's seat tonight.
Yeah, because I'm always on the right side. So,
but yeah, we welcome everybody here tonight. Turned out to be a beautiful night. Threat of rain earlier, but no such.
We'll get it later tonight, I'm sure.
Hopefully. But again, if you want to join us, we'll be out here on the patio. Going to be playing a little bit of trivia here, and
I'm about to set those wheels in motion.
Do it
in just a second. So
do it.
You finish your little thing, and we'll get the thing.
All right, we are lucky enough to be joined by some alumni out here. Hopefully, going to get Brady Cluse on the headset here in just a few moments. And
I feel good about getting him on the headset. I think it's going to happen.
He's been patiently waiting, folks.
He ate his chicken so fast.
Brady Cluse, straight from the Bluff City Collective in Memphis, Tennessee. He'll be joining us in just a few minutes, as will Luckman Salam, the head coach of the Hoyas, and Trent Thompson, offensive coordinator, as well as some players a little bit later. But again, this is our broadcast that kind of brings the year to a close, but also kicks off sort of the new year. We've got some new sponsors that are going to be joining us in the fall. Ortho Express, which is located right behind NTB off of 41 there in Mars Hill. Emily Ross is the physician's assistant there, and she is very excited about joining us as one of our sponsoring partners, as well as A&W Chiropractic. Dr. Mitchell Arnold is right there, is at the nexus of the universe, the corner of Due West and Due West.
Look, that's how important that area is. It gets two roads named after it.
So we are really, really happy that he's joining us as a partner this year, and of course our continued support we get from the Stanfield family and Smith Appliance. We love them to death, and of course J.L. Brooks and Dawn Brooks, Marty Kane. And a whole host of others that we'll be mentioning throughout the show tonight. But
and might have some newer ones that we just haven't had a chance to lock down yet that are going to be really, really exciting.
Yeah, we've got a couple that are still we're in negotiations with. So hopefully we can lock that down, as Terry was mentioning, and move them. We do still have some slots available. Some pretty good slots, I think. Still need a pregame show sponsor. Still need a red zone sponsor, and I think there's GHSA scoreboard sponsor as well. So just you can check those out on our website. The ones that are available are still up there under sponsorships, and you go to hnsradio.com to check that out. Also, we want to make sure that we plug our new platform, Podbean, so you can listen on your phone anytime. Just go to the App Store, download the Podbean app for free. Search HNS Radio and follow us for free by creating your free account. And that way you get choose your notifications, and you get notified every time we go live with anything that we do, whether it is a weekly show, a football game, a baseball game, a basketball game, whatever. So we're excited to bring 2025 school year to a close and kick off our next broadcast year.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's kind of a tradition that we kick off everything here as we wrap everything up here. So it's good to be able to come back to Otters. They're always good to us, and the food's always amazing. And I know I just woofed down a basket of chicken fingers.
Yeah, and everything always runs smooth.
Yes, it does. Yes, almost always. Yes, it does. Especially once you get the cord in place. It's pretty amazing. So the first thing we got to do, and I'm going to have to mute my mic because I'm going to speak to everybody that's out here on the patio right now.
And I can let everybody else know what's going on.
Yeah, we're
while you do that.
Yeah. So if you want to tell everybody how we're going to do this trivia, it is trivia bingo. You can play at any time. So if you're on the way up here right now, you still have time. Because it's going to be continuous throughout the night.
Yeah.
Anytime you get a bingo, you can keep using the card, and it's just going to be one of those things where we give away, hopefully, a bunch of Otters gift cards because we have a whole stack sitting right here. So,
and we have some merch as well.
Yep.
And anybody that wins gets their pick of merch. So something to think about. So Terry's going to give everybody who's on location now, he's going to break down the rules and how to make sure everybody that's a follower has a card.
Yep.
so they can start playing as we start bringing some of the questions. So,
Yep. So I'm going to do that real quick. While I do that, why don't you just kind of give us a quick overview about last season for the football team, how that went. And while you're doing that, I'll get all this arranged. And then I think we'll be ready to try to get Brady Cluse to sign the negotiated contract to come on the air with us. It's a tough get, but I think
we
we can
have
do
been
it.
in negotiations for quite some time for
Yep.
his NIL deal, as he's one of our spokespersons. We're trying to expand into Tennessee, and he's been our contact guy. But as Terry mentioned, he's going to give the rules to the folks that are here. What we're trying to do here is something a little bit different. Everybody that has that is a follower and is here, they're going to get a card, much like bingo, and there's squares. Within each square is a trivia answer. And so what we're going to do is we have a series of questions, and we're going to ask those questions. And if that answer is on your card, then you mark that space. Now, the first person to get 5 in a row, one way or the other, gets, in a sense, bingo. But it's called Trivingo because it's trivia and bingo combined. So it's a completely different setup. So you can use the same card multiple times. You can win multiple times on the same card. So we've never tried this before. So it's something new, but it's something that we wanted to try just to get a few more people involved. It is a mixture of Harrison trivia. It is a mixture of sports trivia and pop culture. So we try to bring everything together all in one place, and we've got about 4 or 5 people together working on these questions, trying to get as much variety as we can. And so that's where we're at right now. So we're going to talk to Brady Cluse here, alumni, and also just a quick review of the season last year, coming off 9-2 season, undefeated region. The only regular season loss was on the road at North Paulding in a game where the Hoyas did not play well. A lot of mistakes, came back, but the comeback fell just a little bit short, and then just kind of turned it on and ran through the region, and then met up with an Archer team. And the defense on both sidelines was absent.
Just needed a stop and never could get it.
Yeah, just never could get it, and ended up losing basically on a last second. We had a last second chance to throw a Hail Mary, couldn't get it, lost 45-42, and that was a little bit of a heartbreaker because when you got a guy like Xavier Hill under center and able to do what he can do, he was had a remarkable year. So again, 9-2 was the final. All right, so the trivia is underway. As our first question was, what was the name given to Sanford Stadium in Athens? What is it known as? Excellent sports trivia question there.
Question number 2: Who is Harrison High School named after?
All right. So Terry's going to be firing off 3 or 4 of these in a row and make that 3 total. So, and then we're going to talk with Brady Cluse here.
All right, question number 3. What is the hardest natural substance on Earth?
Also, just want to let you guys know that if you are currently listening, you can actually join us if you would like to do so. So we've got a couple folks. Obviously, the Cluses are here on the patio with us. Andrew Park is listening.
Hey, student of the day the other day.
Yeah, Abby is listening as well. She's here. Again, we're gonna, as we're going through and interviewing our different folks, we'll be sharing our links on social media. So hopefully more and more folks will join us.
All right, we're ready to interview Brady. I've got him unmuted and everything.
I think we are. All right, Brady Cluse, welcome. So
thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's so good to talk to you. Our ratings kind of went down there after he graduated a little bit.
Well, we didn't have the human highlight reel out there on the edge.
Yeah, I mean, I actually have gone back and listened to some of those games and some of the clips of me calling, some of your amazing plays, and it still gives me chills to do that. And so I definitely consider myself very lucky to be able to have called your games for basically 3 years and just watching you progress and watching you get better. Question for you: how much of an advantage was it for you to graduate early and get down there early?
Oh, it was a huge advantage. Huge advantage. Being able to not just adjust to football, but to be able to adjust to school, being on your own for the first time. But if I had to make the decision again, I would definitely graduate early because I feel like that graduating early put me in the position I was in going into the season, into the fall, being able to play on special teams. Work my way up the depth chart. I feel like coming in early definitely helped with that.
Yeah. Now, when you got down there, it seemed like early. I was talking to your mom. It seemed like when you got down there early, you were displaced a little bit, weren't you? Was it the snow, or was there like a flood or something?
Yeah, there was a big snowstorm.
Okay.
Huge snowstorms. Yeah. So my first week in the dorm, we had no running water.
That's right.
So
yes.
that was a fun week. First week on your own, you have no running water. So
wow.
it was definitely
the
an
adjustments that were made, I'm sure.
All right, so I got a question for you, Brady. And he'll go with the straight standard questions. I always like to get the hard hitting questions. At what point last year did you realize, oh crap, this is a little different? Was it at practice? What was the thing?
I would say it was probably practice. But I would say more towards when we hit fall camp before the season, when you're at the facility at 6 a.m. and you're not leaving until 8, and you're there all day for a whole month straight. That's when it kind of, you're like, oh, dang, like it's actually starting to get real. And you got the season coming around the corner. So I would definitely say that's the biggest thing. That kind of hit me.
Okay. Wake up call.
Right. You know it, man, because that's a different level. I mean, it is. All right. So then kind of piggyback off that. At what point did you kind of look around and go, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be?
I would say probably the first kickoff because I was on the front line for kickoff return. So I was in the middle guy too. So I got to stay on the logo before every kickoff. So I would say it would probably be the opening kickoff against North Alabama. I think they're playing the swag surf song, whatever it is. So,
yeah.
I got all the fans going crazy. So I'm kind of standing there. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. So
a little different HBI index at the college level.
That's a whole different
than
level
at the
of
high
HBI.
school level.
Yep.
Okay, I follow that up. What's the loudest or most hype environment you played in?
I would either say there's probably 3 that come to my mind. It'd be Florida State. We played at Florida State. That was pretty cool because they have the horse comes out and they have the whole like all that stuff. So Navy on the road at Navy was pretty loud. There was a lot of people at that game. And then I'll say Tulane on Thanksgiving night. That was another
now I got to watch a little bit of that game.
That was a game.
Yeah, that was
I enjoyed that game.
That was a cool game to watch.
Yeah, that their coach is a Kentucky guy.
Is that the game that their quarterback got hurt in?
I'm not. Or
was that later?
So. That might have been later.
That might have been later. Yeah, because they had a legit quarterback.
Oh no, he was good.
Yeah, and he got hurt at some point. I guess it was later in the season. So okay, so tell us about what do you think about your Tigers next year? What are your thoughts on it?
We should be pretty good. We got a lot of younger guys, a lot of unproven guys. But we got a lot of speed, a lot of size, so I'm excited for it. It should be lots of fun.
Yeah. Are you guys playing anywhere near coming back home? You play any games close to here?
We played Georgia State week 2 at Georgia State.
Really? So back in old Turner Field down there in Atlanta. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And that's week 2?
Week 2.
That's quick.
So that's the closest game.
So that's what? That's first week of September, or is that late
totally
August still?
I'm totally sure.
Yeah.
Probably second week of September.
Probably that week after Labor Day.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay, good. So you're close. That's good. You think your family's going to come to that game?
Oh, yeah. I've been told there's going to be a lot of people at that game, so it should be fun.
Yeah. You guys always, I swear, your family travels well, man.
Yeah,
they really do. And if they ain't traveling, they're listening. So,
sure.
it's actually, it's really awesome. So let's just kind of keep going on the theme of next year. Who are the teams in your conference that are just going to be, right up at the top?
I would say Tulane will definitely be up there. UTSA always has a good team, even though the record didn't really show for it last year. They were a really good team. And I'm sure Army will be good again, and Navy's always those schools. Army and Navy, they're so hard to play because they're so different.
Yeah.
But I would probably say those are the schools I come off the top of my head thinking about it.
Okay. And you guys are going to be right there in the mix?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Now, is your quarterback coming back? Same guy.
He is not. So he's with the Jaguars now.
Okay. Okay.
So we got a transfer from Nevada.
Yeah.
And then
Nice.
there's a kid in my class, and then we have the kid from Houston County that he came in. He was a big time recruit. So it'll be between those three.
Okay. So it's going to be a quarterback battle all through the summer, all through camp, and
Yes, sir.
then okay. All right. Well, that's good. Competition breeds excellence. I've always considered that a thing.
Yeah. Now also he actually this was probably near the end of was it closer to the end of the year that I think you got a Sports Center top 10 moment.
I did.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Yep.
That was a hell of a catch. I mean,
Yep.
that catch was a one-handed sideline job, man. That was they just kept playing it over and over again. I was like, Leslie, you gotta come look at this.
Mhm.
This is Brady, man. So yeah,
But-
we watched it so many times.
When I saw it that next morning on ESPN on the top 10, I'm looking at it. I'm going, that's a great catch. Don't get me wrong. I was like, but we're used to that.
We see that.
We saw that so many times with
Yeah.
Brady. So
Yeah.
that was a cool. I stopped. I paused it and I was like, Christy, you got to come see this. I know this kid. I know him. I taught him that. No, I didn't teach him that. No. God taught him that. That's total God right there. That's awesome. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Who were y'all playing that?
UAB.
UAB. Okay.
The Blazes.
Okay. What's it? I mean, Liberty Bowl. I mean, I'm assuming I'm from Nashville, so grew up in Nashville, and I've been to concerts at the Liberty Bowl. I've been to football games at the Liberty Bowl. Have they changed the configuration of it at all? Like added anything to it, or they have plans to change anything with
Yeah, it's funny you say that because right now we have a big hole on our sideline. So we're doing like a $250 million renovation to it.
Oh, wow.
So right now they're working on the first phase. So right before we left for the spring game, they're finally starting to like actually build instead of actually tearing down. So, but I think it should be done in next year. I think is when the second phase should be done. So it's gonna be really cool.
Is it adding seating?
I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but it's adding like a platform and a new press box and all this
okay.
type of stuff.
Probably
so.
some box seats and
Yeah.
that type of stuff. It's funny. Growing up, you and I growing up, Memphis was not a football school. It was a basketball school.
Yes.
Keith Lee, remember Keith Lee?
Yes, I do.
Keith Lee, he was a monster. And now it's funny because you see Memphis has kind of turned into both. Because definitely it's a basketball school, and your program, the football program, is definitely on the rise. You guys got a lot of talent coming in, and so does that kind of build camaraderie between the two sports on campus? I'm assuming you guys all interact in some way, or you know each other in some way. At least some of you.
Yeah, I know a couple of basketball players, but it's not too much because a lot of our classes are online, so we're really not on campus too much. And when they're in season, we're in off season. And when we're in season, they're in their off season. So it's kind of, I don't see too many of them, but no, it's definitely because I know this year we were I don't know if it was the first time, but we both finished in the top 25. So it was a pretty cool thing for the school for both basketball and football to finish.
Yeah, they kind of hurt me in March Madness. I had them
hurt
going a
me
little
too.
further. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had them going a little further than I thought they'd go a little further. But yeah, that's cool to see that because it was never a football school.
No, I mean, you were talking about the early '80s when they kind of started their rise with Keith Lee, that Final Four team, and then you had Penny come along, and then Cal's teams that let's be honest, should have won.
Yeah,
that national championship.
Should have
missed too many free throws.
Yep.
And Chalmers hit an amazing shot, but they should have won. They should have won that. Yeah, it is, and that facility, Pyramid. Yeah, I mean the Grizzlies play there. I mean it's a really really nice facility, and
right by the river
Memphis,
too.
And Memphis in general has really changed. Like its downtown is a lot nice. Now they still have a minor league baseball team downtown.
Memphis Redbirds.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're not the Chicks anymore. They used to be the Chicks years ago.
Yeah, they've been the Redbirds for a while.
Okay, because actually this is old trivia question, but Bo Jackson played there.
Mm-hmm. He
I
did.
did not know that.
Yes,
yep,
he did. That was his AA stop.
Yep, he wasn't there long.
No,
I think it was about 4 hours.
Yeah.
I think he played in one game, and then
maybe.
they were like, "Yeah, you
Maybe.
need to go that way. You're too good for here."
Yeah.
So,
but and it's sort of along, not really along those lines, but another sort of talking about just you being a Division I athlete. Everything that's going on with NIL, how How do you think it's I mean, obviously it's rapidly changed the landscape of college athletics. Do you think it's done so for the better? Do you think we're going to see a different side of it coming in the coming years? Maybe like before you graduate, you think it's going to be different than it is now?
Um, it's probably going to change because I know they're coming out with a new like contract thing with the new like house settlement things. I know
Yeah.
Coach Rivers talked about it a little bit in some of our team meetings, but I would say besides that, I don't really know if it would change or not, but it's definitely changed college football. It's not. I know in our locker room, it's not too bad. It doesn't really cause too much controversy. But kids will come in and out. Kids are going all over the place.
Yeah.
Chasing money, do all those type of things. So it's definitely hard to find a team that actually wants to play for each other and for the school.
That would seem to be, to me, the issue.
I mean, I think there's a chance we eventually get to a salary cap in college
I
sports.
think it's coming.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I
I
see
do
that
think
happening.
it's coming. And then you get into even more complicated issues like if we're going to go salary cap, it's a salary cap for the university.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, let's say they make it $20 million.
Right.
Okay, well, even though we know that football and basketball pay the bills, now are we going to have Title IX issues saying,
Mm-hmm.
okay, $10 million has to go towards women's sports, $10 million has
Yep.
to go towards men's sports.
Right.
Well, that's what the collectives kind of do already,
Yeah.
but then it'll be mandated.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And what's interesting is, and I was reading an article, I know Duke is already doing this. Kentucky just started doing this. Their athletics department are no longer part of the universities.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
Duke,
that's true.
it's a corporation.
Yep. Yeah.
So because of that, they don't have to disclose
Yep.
like the
Yep.
amounts.
Yep.
Which is interesting to me. Like everybody can speculate. Oh, Kentucky's basketball rosters that they're paying them $20 million. They could say that. They could say 30. They could say 10. Whatever. But right now, there's nobody could say, "Hey, I need you to report
Mm-hmm.
like how much how much Memphis football, what's their
Mm-hmm.
NIL budget,
Right.
like how much are collectively the guys getting paid collectively. If everybody was making something." But I think it's kind of gone away from what the true NIL, as Mason Babe's going to head out. He's worked a long day. He deserves a break today. But I think originally, it all started with the EA Sports video game.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Oh,
yeah.
And so the whole name, image, likeness,
Yep.
we've just gone away from, like, are they, I mean, I know that some Kentucky basketball players did like local car dealer spots and gas station spots where they were doing commercials and could get paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's kind of what it was built on. But a lot of these guys are just getting paid to go. And I think that's not really what it was how it was started, but it's where it has evolved to.
Yep.
And I think that's why where we are, where we are right now is now it's just kind of so out of control that they've got to rein it in before it gets too far. And eventually you may be filing a 1099 as a Memphis employee of the University of Memphis.
Oh, that's definitely coming.
Which is crazy, but
coming.
it could be like that. So, but yeah, it's drastically changed.
All right. So as we wrap up with Brady Cluse, former Harrison wide receiver, great. We're going to turn the tables on you a little bit. We're going to let you kind of have an opportunity to ask some questions.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
All right. Now that you're out of high school, what you want to know? You can ask two former teachers at your former high school, or two teachers at your former high school. Anything you want to know? What you want to know?
We're not affiliated with the school. We own our own private broadcasting company.
We are not affiliated.
This is H&S Broadcasting LLC.
That's right. So what you want to know?
Well, what was? Let me see. What game? What year did you guys start broadcasting? I don't even know that.
2016.
2016.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So out of all the years, what was your most favorite game that you broadcasted?
Out of all of them?
Out of all of them, what's top 3 that come to your mind?
Okay. I think I got to go Decula.
Decula
2019.
That's top 3.
That's top 3 game.
Mm-hmm.
There was a game, I want to say maybe it was early. It may have been that first year where we were down, and I think Micah caught a game-winning touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
He went up and caught a ball got hit by like 3 dudes,
Mm-hmm.
bounced off, and ran it in for a touchdown. And you hear me, and I'm losing my mind. So
I've heard
that
you do
was,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was one. I think it was maybe Alexander. I think we were playing it. I can't remember, but it
Yeah.
was the Micah Davis
Yeah.
catch.
I'm going to say the Decula game.
We can agree on that for
Yes.
sure.
The Noonan game.
Oh God,
Oh, with
yes.
That was
could
nuts.
How could I forget that?
That was nuts.
Yeah.
And then the state championship game.
Yeah.
That's just something you don't ever forget.
Yeah.
That was just that's irreplaceable. And the opportunity to do that, since I've lost 4 state championship games, to finally experience what it's like to win one.
Well, what's crazy, obviously, I consider the Decula game one for me just because we're on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Decula's been wiping the field with everybody.
Yep.
They thought they were going to just kill us, and we just went out there and ate their lunch.
It was over at the half. It was over at
they
halftime.
were just, you could just see
it was over
when you look across and you see just dejection and just
when they couldn't get the
defeat.
edge consistently, and we were funneling everybody back into the linebackers. Man, it was over. Yeah. They had nothing. They had nothing else.
Yeah,
that was complete domination. That was a really cool game to call.
And then, of course, the Noonan game, when we're legit, I mean, hey guys, we appreciate everything y'all done.
I was listening.
Yeah.
I was listening.
We were saying goodbye.
I remember.
Yep.
We're like, adios. We'll see y'all. We're broadcasting from the Hoya Center on Saturday.
Yep.
We appreciate all our sponsors, and then freaking Bryce Stanfield.
We got the ball. Wait a minute. We have the ball.
Everybody that's in front of us, like all the Noonan people, are like.
They
can't believe it.
They were mad.
Oh my gosh, they were so upset.
They were definitely upset.
So upset.
I enjoyed walking out of a stadium that night, but I also my head was on a swivel because that was a heartbreaking way to lose if you're the other team.
Oh yeah,
I was careful getting out of there.
I tell you, man, we left quick.
Yeah,
and then laughed and laughed. We just laughed and laughed. Absolutely. All right, well, Brady, man, thank you so much for digesting your food with us.
That's
while
a good
you were
question
on
too.
Well, that was a really good question. While you're on the broadcast with us, and man, I hope you just ball out this year. I really
do.
I
can't wait
hope
to
you
watch.
go up there and just show everybody what we already know about you.
Same number.
Okay.
Number 99, right?
Double nickel.
He's coming off the edge as well. Brady, thank you.
Oh, no,
thank you very much, man.
Thanks,
Appreciate
brother.
you.
Always good to see you. Brady Cluse, everybody.
Yeah, great question.
Yeah, that was very
Absolutely.
good. That was good
cerebral.
Stuff. That made me think a little bit.
Yep.
Have my wheels turning a little bit. But
hey, it's time for some more trivia.
Let's go.
It's time to do some more questions. So you're probably I'm going to mute me.
Jeff Crocker's side. You want me to give these?
Do you want to do them?
Yeah.
All right. So you do
3
that?
or 4?
You might want to do like 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to get some
more. All right. So as we continue here live from the patio at Otters, it is HNS Broadcasting Night. We really hope you guys are going to come out and pay a quick visit. We've got a lot of people coming in and out, and we've got some really cool bingo trivia going on tonight. We just had Brady Cluse on the air, and that was a really cool interview. He is going into his 2nd year at the University of Memphis, or Memphis University, and looks to make a huge impact on that team. Just one of the all-time Harrison greats, and we think we're going to have a few current players join us shortly, and wow, we already have a winner.
Holy crap! Yeah.
What can I say?
Piper Babay.
Thanks.
There you go, my friend.
Thanks.
He got it too.
Yeah.
All right.
He doesn't even go here.
She does.
He doesn't even go here.
Is it okay? We'll come here.
Thank you.
Now keep your card because you can always win again.
Yes, you could keep playing.
You're worried about that was 5 questions.
I know. So what it looks like a cut and paste. Yep, it looks like a cut and paste got dropped in the wrong row. So now what you need to do is just mix up the questions, because what it is, that is a cut and paste that ended up on the same row, and these didn't get sorted. So just randomize the questions. Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. Hey, look, it's all about giving stuff away. You know what? I'll tell you what happened. I was working on this afternoon, and Crocker came in, and Crocker stole my piece of cake and distracted me. and I couldn't. This is what happens when you get distracted. So yeah, just randomize the order. It'll be fun.
Okay, here we go. All right. What year did H&S Broadcasting become a company? When did it become a company? What year did H&S Broadcasting become a company?
Neither of us have it.
LLC.
Neither of us have it. I learned this today.
All right. Okay. What was the name of Taylor Swift's most recent tour?
Lily had it.
All right. In what year were the first Air Jordan sneakers released?
All right, I think that's enough for a little while.
Okay.
Okay,
She
I saw Trent Thompson here just a second ago. We need to go ahead and we need to go ahead and get him on the headset. Don't put Jeff to work. That's messed up.
I have cake. I will give you a piece of cake, Jeffrey.
I'm having cake regret. I know you didn't steal it. I gave it to you. It's fine.
All right.
Everything's fine.
All right. I just texted Trent, so he's
All
going to come join us again. Trent Thompson is our offensive coordinator. He's heading into year 2 of his duties as offensive coordinator, and I got to say, and he'll probably be the first to admit, nice to have a weapon under center like Xavier Hill to be able to do some those
That's
special
a lot to
things.
replace.
Yeah. So we're going to get some insights from him on who is going to be taking the snaps this year.
Well, and we're going to learn a lot a week from tomorrow.
Yes, we
at
will.
the spring game because that's going to really display the quarterback battle because you've got to get that fixed first, and not that it's broken. I mean, you
just got to replace.
You got to know who that's going to be going into summer. So, you definitely, and we might get a little insight from a little insight from him. You never know.
That's what I'm hoping
as he comes rolling up.
He's rolling in here.
We're going to unmute him.
Left ear only, huh?
No, you can flip it.
That's all right.
You can,
whatever's comfortable. We want you to be comfortable. Trent Thompson. Rounding out your first year as an OC.
Yep.
Very successful year. Glad to have you here.
Thank you for staying.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was a little worried that you were gonna want to be a head coach somewhere. I was like, Adam, we can't lose this dude. We need him to stay.
The pastures don't get much greener than they are at Harrison.
It is a great place to teach.
It
that
is.
He realizes that he doesn't have to worry during the fire drill.
That's true.
It's a big deal for me.
Everybody's staying.
Give us some context behind that comment because
at a couple of the places that I've worked, I won't name them. There's been some just crazy student activity that happens during fire drills. And so
I believe it.
Coach Freeman didn't believe me when I was like, "Man, this is incredible." That we just I walked out of the first fire drill, all the teachers are just standing there, and I was like, "Are you guys not in positions or anything?" They're like, "No, they'll just walk right back to class." I'm like, "This is incredible.
This is wild.
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen."
Wild. Wait, you don't have people up in the up in the trees looking?
There's no snipers on the roof.
Somebody in a
we
deer
don't have the
stand
eye
or
in the
something?
sky. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a different place, man, and that's what makes it great to teach at. That's for sure. So, absolutely.
So coming off of you had we had a great year. You guys did great, 9-2. The offense just clicked. You had weapons.
We did.
I mean, all over the place.
Yeah.
And had a few injuries. Donovan missed some time. I think that's something that at least I'm looking forward to
Yep.
seeing a healthy Donovan Martin for
Absolutely.
a full year.
Yeah,
And I-
because he really wasn't ever healthy last year, right?
Yeah, he broke his wrist against Wheeler, and then we went and played North Paulding, and it looked like we were missing Donnie. That was
Yeah.
we didn't handle that one great. So
yeah. So again, you guys, how many practices have you had this spring?
this was day 5.
Okay.
Yep. So we're halfway through.
Okay. Tough to really see a whole lot, but you've been watching these guys since
sure.
January. You've been with them every day,
Yep.
weight room and stuff. What are some things that you have noticed from the end of last year? Maybe leaders emerging or just physical, like guys that have gotten more physical in that short time frame.
Yeah, our strength as a team, like when I met with Coach Salam at the end of the season, that was one of the things that I addressed was I feel like we're kind of weak. Like I don't know, like in the box if we're strong enough to really compete at the highest level, and that's changed. Like our kids have gotten really strong. They've broken, like Coach D tracks all of the records and everything, and we've broken 4 or 5 records, like Harrison records that were set by the 2019 team, and I feel like our strength as a group has really, really gotten better, and it looks like it on the field. Like our backs that are carrying the ball, they're finishing runs in a different way than they did the year before. We up front, like not only are they moving bodies, but like we're just moving quicker up front. Like our offensive linemen look to be a little faster, and that would be my biggest thing, strength. And then obviously coming in year 2, like we're not learning the offense from square one.
Right.
Like we were last year.
That's a big,
like
big
when we
advantage.
came in the spring, because I wasn't even teaching here last year in the spring, so it was like.
Right.
And none of the staff knew it. So it was not only teaching the kids, but we're teaching adults, and everybody's trying to learn it. And it's a foreign language for everybody. And now it's not. All the coaches we're all kind of on the same page. And so our practices in the spring have been able to move at a lot faster pace. We look a lot more efficient, and everybody's flying around. And that's been a big difference too.
So let's talk a little bit about those running backs, because I mean we have a multi-head monster, I think. And when you look at that backfield, how do you feel about it?
I feel great. And it actually, we felt good about it, and now we feel even better because we had another back move in.
Mm-hmm.
We had Jermaine came from South Cobb, and we got TC, and then Colin, who didn't play last year. He tore his ACL at FCA camp.
Yeah.
He was gonna be the starter. And so it's really been those 3 that have gotten the majority of the carries. And then there's a young back that's a freshman. His name is Abu Konate, and he is just fast on fast. Like
really?
Yes. I mean, it's like every time we give him the ball, he's going the length of the field. Like he can fly.
Like a freshman this year or
He's
an upcoming
current freshman,
Okay.
rising sophomore.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, that's a deep room. And obviously that's a room that on football teams you need to be deep because injuries happen in those groups. And so, obviously we don't want to count our chickens before they hatch here, but we feel good about that group at this point.
Well, you can't teach speed.
No.
And
I
speed
feel
kills.
Yep.
if you got that level speed, you take advantage of it. What about the other skill positions? You got to replace Xavier Hill, which is kind of not really going to be done.
Walking out the door.
Yeah. So you got to figure out how to retool that particular position, I guess, even though, we don't know anything about the skill sets. So how are you guys attacking that quarterback battle?
Yeah, obviously he's a tough one to replace on the field, but just him as a person, he's tougher to replace from that standpoint.
I've had him in class. He is
his character, and I think he elevates our entire building. Not just football, but the whole school. So it'll be impossible for one person to replace him right now. It's something like guys like Donnie, who have had some experience. Donnie, TC, Matt, Traster is coming back for another year. Like those guys are all going to have to carry that burden a little bit of leadership and be able to lead us in that way. But as far as the actual quarterbacks are concerned, Aiden Watson is a current freshman, rising sophomore, and he is kind of in line to be the guy. We did have a quarterback move in from Campbell this week, actually. And so he's been at practice for a couple days and been in the mix. And Levi Town is another young guy that is in the battle. But Aiden actually has been playing baseball. He got called up from the JV and been starting at third base. And so, which is, to me, that's been as good for his growth and development as anything he could have done football wise. Just to be in the arena when it matters, and there's people in the seats.
That pressure.
Yeah, you can't really replicate that at practice, and so he's now gotten some experience in that world, which has been great for him. So,
wow. So we got a lot of battles.
Yeah,
or, no,
it
maybe
sounds
not
like
battles, but we have a lot of moving parts that might be able to
for sure.
might be able to
Yeah.
contribute. So that's good. I mean, because you can never have too many really good skilled players.
And I feel like it's been a drastic change from where we were 2 years ago in the backfield.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When sometimes Xavier was your best back. Sometimes it was other guys, and we had injuries, and Xavier was forced to maybe play out of position. But,
that one night,
when he did,
you were our best back that one night. I mean, there was no question. You came down out of the box, and you got us 2 or 3 yards that night.
Clouded
because that was the best we could
Achilles
do.
was feeling good.
Yeah, I was fully stretched out that night.
Yeah.
But I mean, just thinking going from last year, you talk about Xavier is you can't replace him. You can't plug and play another guy. Say, hey, that's just a position. Like you said, he's an incredible young man, and brings more to the table than just the stats on the field. He brings the leadership. He brings the character. He brings all the intangibles that you want from a guy that's under center.
Yep.
And is supposed to be the leader of your team.
Absolutely.
A lot of guys, I mean, you played that position. It's not easy.
No.
I mean, there's so many things that you got to be able to do. You've got to, read the defense, but also picking your teammates up. They're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes.
Yep, got to keep them positive.
Keep them positive so they don't dwell on those mistakes and turn it into 2 mistakes.
Yep.
Absolutely. So those are all some important things as we get some of the guys starting to show up.
Yeah,
now.
that's 2 good ones walking up right there.
Yeah. So we got Oscar and TC.
Not Oscar. I want to make sure when he listens to this that he was not one of the guys I was talking about. It was one of the 2 good ones walking up.
All right, who's the other guy? Donovan?
That's Donnie, and DJ's in the white shirt. DJ came from North Cobb Christian.
Okay. What's his last name?
Huggins. And he is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What position is he playing?
He's a receiver.
Okay.
And right now he's been playing the slot, and Donnie's been playing outside, but they're pretty interchangeable to go in or out. But we did a drill the other day at practice. It was like offensive lineman, defensive lineman, ball carrier, and free hitter. And you're supposed to kind of run at the block and read the block, and the guy's supposed to fit make tackle. So he turned inside of the block, and there's a safety coming right there. They're 7-8 yards apart. Safety breaks down, gets ready to make the tackle, and I mean DJ just took off on 1 foot and just jumped right over him, and not like just brushing his helmet on the way over and spread my legs. Like his feet were over his head by a foot.
Wow.
And like Salam doesn't give you a whole lot of emotion usually.
No, he's very calm.
He's standing right there, and he put his hands on his head, and he's turned around like, what in the world just happened? So yeah, he's impressive. Not that guy, but
now I got to defend Oscar. He has a big head.
He does,
but
and belly.
At the end of the day, listen, he is a spectacular kid compared to what he was when he was younger.
He is.
He was
grown up
freshman. Oh my God. I didn't think he was going to make it.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to make it. Yeah. But he's grown up a lot.
He is a good kid. I'll give him that.
I really do. I love Oscar. I love his passion.
He said first compliment Coach Thompson ever gave me. It probably is.
It only took a little over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Traster's going to be it's going to be hard for him to lead a little bit if he doesn't have his jersey on at an event like this. I think that's a little, that's.
Oh, he said he's not getting interviewed.
Not all of them are getting interviewed.
Hey. This is limited. This is limited stuff. We get the big guys here. We got the OC and the HC here.
Yep.
So
all right. So we don't have we didn't think this through. We should have had a defensive guy here too.
Nah.
Oh, he is. He's
so we
he's
can,
right there.
We can pull that. Okay.
All right. So Trent. So we can get Coach Salam. He's got a busy schedule. So I want to wrap this up a little bit. Just a couple of little personal things here. So something about you, like, what was your most memorable Christmas gift as a kid?
Me and my brother got a go-kart. Yeah.
And that's how it starts.
Yeah. That was it. It was incredible.
Oh,
and I remember
who built the first ramp? You or him?
Well, we already had some ramps,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
but I remember Christmas morning we got it, and it's freezing cold.
Oh yeah.
And we lived at the top, like at the corner of the street, and we had a big hill going down to the cul-de-sac. And we got in the four-wheeler, and we were, alternating who was driving. But we would drive, do a lap, come back, drive, do a lap, until we couldn't feel our hands anymore. And then we had filled the kitchen sink up with hot water. And we would just run in real quick, dip our hands in the hot water, and run back out and go do it again.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that
That's
was probably
awesome.
just terrible for our hands, but that was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, generally tissue does not like to be frozen and rapidly rewarmed multiple times.
That's
but hey,
dedication.
We were young.
Yeah.
We were
that
young.
is good.
That's all
That's
right.
good
dedication.
stuff. That's good stuff.
Wow.
All right, so favorite sports moment, whether it's one you watched or one you participated in.
Favorite one that I participated in, when I was at McEachern, we went and played at Lowndes County and beat them on a drive at the end of the game. And that was just playing in that place and being in that atmosphere was pretty fun because I'm just a big high school football fan and have been for.
Oh, yeah.
When I was in high school, I thought like Lowndes and Valdosta were like, man, this is it. Look at those places, that's
Yeah.
incredible. And so I got to play both of them in high school, and that was really fun to get to go.
Well, and driving by that stadium every time you go south, I mean, you kind of,
You can't.
it's a little
not-
intimidating.
Yeah.
It is.
You know, yeah.
Concrete
You don't-
house, man.
Hey,
Mhm.
You
Yep.
don't think they planned on building it there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know they
Yeah.
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they all had to
That
jump
was-
in cars and get back to Alabama.
That was
I mean,
that was no
let's-
mistake.
Let's just be honest.
That was
They
no
weren't
mistake.
all living there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just one of those
All right,
portal things.
quick hitter. Favorite breakfast cereal?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, you can
Yeah.
never go wrong
No
with
doubt.
CTC.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never,
Easy money.
never. All
I
right,
like that one.
last question. Your all-time lowest round of golf, and where was it?
My lowest round I actually did not complete. I was 4 under through 13 holes at Bentwater, and it got dark on me. But my lowest completed round was a 71.
And that was it.
Wow.
That was at Bentwater.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Best I got. Until this summer, right?
71.
That's right.
Until this summer.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's always going to get better. Well, Trent, we appreciate you spending a few moments. We know you got your family with you here.
Yes, sir.
Want you to enjoy this this good meal and the rest of the night. But
Yep.
we're so glad that you are part of the Harrison family and part of this staff. And we're fired up. We're ready for 2025.
Well, thank y'all for having me. This is a cool event. It's cool that you guys
And
do this.
you have no idea how long we worked on that fire drill thing just to make sure you stayed. I mean, it was just,
Everybody
We knew that-
practiced it.
Yeah.
drive
Dude,
it.
we
Yeah.
did that for
Look,
so
if
long.
you guys can just not
Yep.
just stay in a line.
Yep.
This
And
guy will
not,
be here
not
forever.
trying to skate.
Stop
He'll
running.
stay
Stop
forever.
running.
Yep.
Stop doing that. Stop. Yeah. We worked on that
Well, you
for a
guys
while.
did great with it. All right, I'm handing it off to the boss man.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Trent. That was Trent Thompson, offensive coordinator of the Harrison Hoyas. We're gonna get Coach Luckman Salam right here, right off the bat. Get him, ask him a few questions here. He's coming straight from spring practice today. First question that I would say, Coach, how glad are you to be only practicing in the afternoons from now on?
Yeah. Actually, we our kids really like the morning.
Really?
They really do. I don't know what it is. You wouldn't think that they want to get up that early, but I think it's just something about they get out there. It's cool. They're not tired. They haven't done anything. They don't have school in their mind, so they kind of
Yeah.
like the morning. So there's something we may do a little bit more of. So
That's funny because they flip a switch when they come to class.
yeah,
Yeah, it's totally different then.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, coach, I don't want to be here. I'm tired.
That upsets this. I mean,
That's the good part about it. It's tough on
You
us
get-
as coaches,
yeah.
but we get the best of them.
yeah, you really do. I
That's
mean,
true.
that's something that they get out, and once they wake up, I mean, it's kind of like you go through that dynamic warm up, and hey, that's the first thing they've done.
Right.
The energy is there, and they know. It's kind of like I have been an athletic trainer with several coaches, and one in particular before I got to Harrison, dude. You didn't know when he was going to get done
Right.
as an
Oh.
athletic trainer, and the kids
Right.
definitely didn't know.
He was
Yeah.
one of those.
Oh, dude.
Those are hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I think, going in the morning, if it's 5:45, hey, 7:30, we got get
We
these
gotta
kids.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we gotta get going. I mean, your practices, do you feel like you're more about quality reps versus just quantity reps?
I think there's a balance between those things. You do want to get a lot of reps, especially when you have a lot of players. And
Yeah.
we've got We've got 100 players, so with that, you can get some quality reps, but get a lot of them, but you just got to spread the wealth. And so
Right.
the way we're practicing right now, we're getting a lot of reps in every practice. We pull up the practice film. We got 120 plays in there, and
Wow.
so we're getting a lot of snaps in, and we're being able to coach off of film a great deal. And so there's a balance there. You got to stop and slow down when you need to stop and slow down and teach. But you definitely you want kids feeling like they practiced, and
Yeah.
if you go too slow, you're going to end up focusing on your older kids and ignoring your younger ones. So I think right now everyone's going home tired, so we feel good about that.
Yeah. The goal at the end of the day.
How much of a relief is it to you as a head coach to for this to be your second year and have everything actually better in place than you did last spring? Like, how
Read
much?
my mind, Terry, on
Yeah,
that one.
I mean, because I know as a coach, when I've got a returning squad and they're doing the same stuff for the third year in a row or the fourth year, because they're senior, whatever. How much of a relief is that to you?
Yeah, it's a huge relief, and it's much more fun because you're getting to that next level of learning and teaching, and the questions are so much better, and you're not repeating some of the the smaller things all over and over again. But it's been really good. We've really been able to get to that next level, both offensively and defensively. So it's a huge relief. It feels good that you're familiar. That first year, you're like, "Hey, bud," because you can't remember everybody's name. So it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The tape with the name across the front of the.
Wait, you mean we don't have to teach the inbounds plays?
Right.
We can move on to some defensive philosophy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on board for that.
Yeah.
With that, yeah.
Yeah.
No slobs. I'm good. Let's move
Yeah.
on to what we're going to do with our 3-2.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just devolved into basketball talk.
So obviously, you guys have been 5 practices in, but I asked Trent the same question. What are some of the biggest maybe changes or positive that you've seen from January to now?
Well, obviously the speed and strength of our players. Our kids do a tremendous job in the weight room. We have broken records in regards to our lifts. We've got over 26 players that squat over 400 pounds, which is crazy. And so it's really remarkable to see the growth that our kids have taken as a result of the work that they've put in. So that's the biggest thing. And then there's their knowledge. Again, things that they understand and know now, things that we've been working on all spring, we're able to get out there and start practicing. And like we look up 3 days, and in 3 days we say, I think we could play if we had to, And so that feels really good versus last year. You go, we may have to call those guys and tell them that we're not ready to play. So.
Yeah, that's funny because Trent said almost verbatim.
Oh yeah,
what he just said. I mean, it was almost verbatim. So now I have a question about the speed stuff. Do you guys work in speed work along with the strength building?
We don't do a lot of we don't do some of the things that people do to build strength. We believe that our strength builds speed. I mean that's the I probably said that backwards. But do we have all of these like complex speed drills that we do? No, we know when our kids, you've got faster hamstrings and faster quads, and we do a lot of fast twitch drills in
a
the
lot of
weight
explosive
room.
type stuff.
And we're doing all those explosive lifts. We know that's going to correlate over into a faster football player. And we do some of those things, but our biggest thing is we get in there and grind it out and get in that room, close those doors, and get after it.
And strength. I mean, you can't replace that on the football field. You knew that.
Yeah.
You knew that. I mean, that's just irreplaceable. And so that's interesting to hear that the building of the muscle groups actually helps build speed. That's and as a trainer, I see you over here as these answer. I see you over here nodding yes. Yeah. So that's a fascinating look at it that way for sure.
And also too, helping with injury prevention as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the flexibility. I think a lot of times that flexibility is completely ignored,
right.
And that can actually really help you down the line. And speaking of injuries and things like that, obviously last year we had some key guys miss some time, and now it seems like we got rooms that are fuller wide receiver room, much fuller running back room
Right.
that you can move some of those pieces around and distribute those reps. You got guys, you know, you may have a Thunder and Lightning this
Yeah,
year in the
absolutely.
backfield.
Absolutely.
So that's one of the things I'm looking forward to. I can't wait till next Friday
Yeah.
to broadcast the game and see kind of what we have.
Yeah, that spring game is always like the curtains kind of get drawn back,
Absolutely.
but they don't get all the way drawn
Yeah.
back. But you get to see a little glimpse of what you're going to be watching in the fall, and yeah, it's always exciting for us because we're like, okay, he's different. Yeah,
Right.
that kid's a little bigger. That kid definitely is is a little stronger. So that's cool to see. Who give us a name, one on the defensive side, one on the offensive side that you have just said, wow, he has surprised me this spring.
On the defensive side of the ball, I would say Ulrich Johnson. Ulrich Johnson was a sophomore last
Yep.
year. Spot played quite a bit, made some big plays, but now he's put on about 15 pounds. He's about 2 inches taller, and he's tough.
Oh wow, he grew 2 inches
Oh
from
wow!
last year.
Because I
Yeah.
remember him. I remember calling his name towards the end of the season
Absolutely.
Yeah,
last
he
year.
got a
He
lot
was
more
making
play.
a lot of play.
Absolutely.
So that's okay. That's interesting.
So he went from a package player, where we said there's some things that he can do at specific moments in the game, versus now. I mean, you can't take him off the field. I mean,
Yeah.
he's poised to have a really good season. And then offensively, there's so many players. I'm going to highlight the center. I think Fisher, if he can really take over that center spot, he's done a good job this spring. Very pleased with what I've seen out of him. He's gotten a little trimmer, but definitely gotten stronger, and so he's really stepped up as a center this spring and done a really good job, which is kind of freeing up our center from last year to go play tackle and go play some other places, go play some defense. So having a solid piece there in the middle and having that center be really good is important. So I'm gonna shout out Fish right there. I think he's doing a great job.
And that's your captain on
Yeah.
that line
Yeah.
too. I mean,
Yeah.
he is your leader.
Yeah.
If you got a good center, you got the foundation of a good
Yeah,
line.
you
that's
can,
for sure.
You can go places. If you've got that guy knows it because he's the
Yep.
guy that's calling out protections and all that stuff. And to have somebody like that can do that really, effectively at a high school level, that's really really important. And we've had some good ones in the past.
Yep.
I guess my next thing would be looking to that scrimmage next week. Obviously, North Cobb always going to have a talented roster. What are you looking to find out about our guys during that scrimmage? What are some things that
For me, I just want our kids to put their effort and energy on tape, and that's really what we're looking for is who's going to compete,
Yeah.
Who's willing to compete, who's willing to do the things they've been coached to do and to do that at a high level, and that's really all you're looking for. You hope that they make a ton of mistakes and that you can correct, and hope they just highlight that they're going to play at a high level.
Right.
And I think if you can get that, you're doing pretty good.
I always told my girls on the court, don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes because that's how you learn. If you're playing with trying not to make a mistake, you're not playing right.
Right.
And so, yeah, man, that's such a huge teaching point. So, okay, I've got to ask the non-football question. Well, it's kind of football because I think this is going to be really funny. Okay. At what point last season did your wife tell you about us in the booth? Because she had no idea that she was getting stuck up there with two goobers.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, right away, she was like,
Who are these?
those dudes are so funny. And, and she didn't know she was going in the box, and she's not supposed to be in the box, but she doesn't do well with the weather, so she tries to jump in there and try to be quiet, but she was like, it's fun being in that box with them. They're fun.
We enjoy having her.
Hey,
too.
by the end of the season, it was funny because we were trying to be a little guarded because we didn't know her and we didn't want to show our true selves.
Right.
And then you could tell she was a little guarded because she didn't know us. But by the end of the season, we were a team, man. I mean, because she was right there with us when we'd be saying stuff.
I don't know what game it was, but we're sitting there and we're a little bit confused about what's going on.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "What are they doing?" Like,
she, hey, and there was some times because she's on that headset,
yeah.
and she was getting after y'all on the headsets, and she's like, I mean, like you could tell, I'm like, all right, well, I think
funny.
we're going down the right way. So I knew eventually you guys would have that conversation because it was fun having her up there. I look forward to her being back. She gonna be back up there this year?
I think so. She just charts plays.
Yeah.
She's muted, which is a really good thing. So we cannot hear what she's saying.
We can, and it's funny.
Oh, it is funny.
She
Yep.
can hear us, but we can't hear her.
Yep.
But she's just charting plays. And shout out to my wife, man. She's been so supportive of me and coaching, and she's allowed me to do this for 20 plus years. And they don't make them like her. I'm just telling you, she's something else.
Well, she has your back.
Yes,
I'm telling
100%.
you, she has your back.
100%.
You can hear it when she's down there talking to herself, because I mean, she is behind you 100,000%.
Yeah.
And so it was cool to have, because we've never really had anybody in the booth with us. Well, we had
Billy
as
there
a but not on the road. Sometimes
Yeah.
he wasn't always in there.
That's true.
And and he didn't have a headset on, and so she actually sometimes can kind of give us a little bit idea of what you guys are seeing and what the what you're doing, and she does a great job of just kind of keeping it even keel. But there are times when you can tell she's like
emotional. It's emotional.
No,
Like
y'all aren't
with,
doing it right.
Yeah, like with like penalties, because a lot of times. I don't know what they called, like
Yeah.
and we're trying to figure out why. And so she's kind of our little link to down there, and she can kind of fill in the blanks for us because she hears us, talking about I don't know what they called there, and then I'll hear it. Just she'll like give me a hint, and I'm like, okay, I've just learned that this. So she really helps us out,
Good,
in a very subtle, her own very subtle way.
Good.
So just you'll tell her before I'll be able to, but we really do appreciate
that's awesome.
having her
Absolutely.
up there.
It's fun having her up there.
It literally is. It has become a team effort for sure.
I
Because
appreciate
having
y'all
that
letting her be up there.
having that link to the sideline is really important.
And there were times where the coaching staff didn't even know what was the penalty was.
Yeah,
like she didn't even say, we don't even know what's happening. So it wasn't. But it's awesome having her up there, and I hope she enjoys being up there because we enjoy having her for sure. It's a neat. All right, so you're going to hit him with those same type of questions.
I'm going to hit him with just some little questions here, like I gave Trent.
Okay.
Nothing controversial. Favorite vacation spot?
Oh, Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. All right.
Okay.
All right. And I probably got this in the interview we did last year, but first coaching job ever.
First coaching job ever, I guess, was when I got out of college. I first started coaching here in Cobb County at Wheeler High School.
Okay.
Oh, Wheeler was your first stop?
First stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you remember what year that was?
That was 04.
04. Okay.
We may have played them in either
04
or 05. I think we
that was
played
pre-me. I don't remember.
Yeah.
You were here.
I think we may have played y'all, and it may be one of the first few games of the year there.
Okay.
Beat us pretty good. Yeah.
It was because of him.
No.
All right, quick brand recognition. Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Okay. No hesitation.
All day.
I mean, did not even hesitate.
All right, now. All right, Jordan or LeBron?
Yeah, Michael Jordan.
Hey,
that's the right answer. That's the right answer.
Yes. I knew I liked it.
Make sure you tell Coach Brock that.
I
know you have.
I
know you have.
He just refuses to listen. We got to open his mind a little bit. But, Coach, we really appreciate. I know this makes for a long day for you, but fans love it. We appreciate you coming out so much, and Hoya Nation loves you. HNS Radio loves you. You guys, we're looking forward to a great 2025.
Thank you so much, you guys. This is special. This is amazing. This doesn't happen everywhere, and it's so fun. And when I heard about this, I said, these guys dedicate their time to come out and do this. This is amazing. So I really appreciate it.
We love it.
Guys,
we do.
It's a lot of fun.
Y'all do a great job.
A lot of fun. Coach, we appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much.
And
appreciate you, Coach.
All right,
look forward to March 16th.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. That's Coach Luqman Salam heading into his second year here as the head man for the Hoyas. looking to come off a really good first year, and we've got an individual here, Terry, that we're going to have to put on the air even just for a moment,
Oh, Lord.
or they will not leave me alone. And
Fine.
you can say that because you're farther
Fine.
away.
Fine.
But I'm gonna have to put this child on. I'm just
Fine.
gonna give her my headset. Let's make it easy.
Wait, no. You ain't leaving me alone with her. No, she can get on that headset. You crazy?
All right. She's just throwing stuff out of the way.
Good Lord.
Here we go. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
I hope you're ready to answer some hard hitting questions.
Hard questions. Hard questions.
All right. Hang on. Let's fix you. All right. Now talk normally.
Okay. Oh.
All right.
All right. First of all, before I go down through my list of questions that you're going to need to answer. All right. First of all, congratulations on passing the EOPA
Thank
today.
you.
That's
I passed by 1 point.
I know. I saw. I
Doesn't matter.
got the email about halfway through the day. So congrats for doing that. All right, little mixture. I'm going to go a little mixture between the two sets of questions here.
All right. Well, before we go after that, let's actually make her answer some hard questions.
Okay.
What do
All
you
right.
mean hard questions?
All right. Well, look, you're an athlete.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is time for you to start answering some athletic questions.
Okay.
Tell us about your season. You are a varsity lacrosse player. Tell us the highs, the lows, what you thought. Give us the full spiel.
We have really good freshmen, so our team was a lot better this year, and our team chemistry was better, I think. Like, last year, our team didn't click, so we lost a lot more games due to, like, mistakes that could have been, like, fixed. But overall, we just, like, had a better season. And I think everyone was a little more dedicated than last year. And we set some new ground rules, and I think that really helped.
Okay, so do you think it's a change in culture that helped with that?
Definitely.
Okay. And what do you think the biggest change in that culture is?
I think a lot more like when mistakes are made, people aren't blaming others. So it's like kind of like this happened, our team needs to fix this. It's our entire team instead of just like one person.
So there's some ownership within the team.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Accountability is not a negative.
And we like did everything together.
Do you feel like the leadership was better this year than in previous years?
Yes. So we did something new this year with captains and nominating. So our captains weren't just seniors. We had 2 juniors and 2 seniors. And I think it was overall a lot better.
Okay.
All right.
I like that.
Yeah. That's all good stuff.
Positive stuff.
Absolutely.
Speaking of positive stuff, positive athlete award winner right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which does not get enough recognition. Yes.
Very underrated.
Very underrated.
Very underrated for
FC
sure.
Positive athlete winner here, and that needs to get out there a little bit more. So
I agree.
I would love to see maybe I don't know, our social media platforms on our sports maybe do a little bit more.
Well, I think you might see a change going forward in some of that. I think it's going to be slow, but I think you're going to start to see more of an impact in our social media if certain things fall into place.
Gotcha.
And I'm just going to leave it at that.
All right.
Because the conversations are being had.
Good.
Yes.
I'm glad. They need to, because
we
got a lot of athletes that are doing a lot of great things, and they need to be highlighted, teams as well.
Yep.
All right, Blythe, here we go. All right. Now, a couple of things. Favorite or most memorable Christmas gift?
Probably my trip to Thailand this year.
Okay. So that was a Christmas gift for everybody.
Yeah. It was my entire family and then my dad's mom who came with us.
Okay. All right. Favorite breakfast cereal?
I don't eat cereal.
How did I know she was going to say that?
We have a unicorn sitting right here.
Yeah.
A teenager that does not eat cereal?
I don't like it.
All right. Hey, I'm not throwing any shade. I'm
All
just
right.
saying you're unusual for that.
All right. Energy drinks, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Follow up. She's probably had 3 on the way over here. Which one is your go-to?
I like Celsius, and then these like bubbler ones I drink because Alani's like taste too like sugary to me, but I'll still drink them.
Okay. All right.
Of course.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. You said you had the vacation in Thailand. Would you consider that your favorite vacation spot that you've been, or is there another place that you went?
I mean, we've traveled a lot as a family, but I feel like that's definitely my favorite and like my most memorable. But definitely my favorite so far.
Okay. My youngest child just showed up. Abby left you these cards. Hello, ladies. All right. Do you have any hard hitting questions? Not hard hitting questions. One last question for Blythe before we get some of these players over here. Actually, they're eating right now. So.
All right. How many tardies do you have right now? And are you close to Saturday school?
0 tardies and not close.
I think somebody wiped him from the system.
Yeah, I think something has been tampered with.
I think she's got a connection.
Yeah.
Possibly in the faculty.
Yeah, I think so.
That's wiped them from the system.
Yeah, I feel like you're a little protected.
I'm not trusting those.
Because you're tardy as hell sometimes, so I don't even know what to say.
So Freeman's class?
She does the pop in. I'm here is what she does.
Yeah, it's pseudo tardy.
This is what she'll do. She'll come around and throw like her pencil in the I'm here.
Yep.
Throw like a pencil and be like then disappear for like 10 minutes.
I'll put my like backpack there and then I'll leave.
Yes.
Backpack or like here's my energy drink. And then I'll see who's this. Blythe. She's here. She's not physically here. She's here.
Yep.
No, the energy drink is always in my hand.
Yeah.
You need to slow down on those.
It travels.
They're bad for you.
Bro.
It's an arrhythmia waiting to happen. Don't get me started.
I think you'll lecture me every day.
I will.
That's our job.
Guess what?
Yes,
I'll
keep you accountable
today,
and
when I
make
see
you better.
Tomorrow, I'll lecture you again.
Actually, I won't be at school tomorrow.
Dadgummit.
Remember,
I'll text
she's going
your
to graduation.
Mom and I'll text you. I'll find a way to get a message to you.
And why didn't you bring your mom?
Because my grandma's here. My brother came home.
Oh, that's right. You guys got to go to Zoe's graduation tomorrow, right?
I have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning tomorrow.
Oh, well, then you need to get home and get in bed.
I'm going to bed at like 9:30 tonight.
I bet you don't.
Yeah.
Hey, I can strive toward that.
I got $1 million so she doesn't go to bed. All right,
I'll
well,
take that $1 million.
you won't be in bed by 9:30.
No,
I'll verify it.
No,
so
do it.
Yep, I'll verify it. So, hey, that was a little impromptu interview with one of our girls lacrosse players who coming off a playoff appearance and did a really good job with your questions. I am very proud of you for that.
Thank you.
Because we kind of put you on the spot and you did a good job. You answered them like a seasoned professional, and I mean that seriously. That was really well done. And so,
you think I should play basketball?
I don't care. It's up to you.
Dang it.
That's up to you. All right, so we're going to cut Blythe loose, and I think we're going to move on to a football player.
I think so. We need to find one that's not eating right now because they're enjoying.
Y'all also forgot to mention I'm your favorite.
Favorite what?
Student.
And that's when we mute Blythe.
Yeah.
So
Blythe is affectionately she's basically our school daughter, I think, at this point.
Yep.
So the adoption papers have not been officially filed, but it's close.
And you're going to get held accountable no matter what.
All right, so let's get old Oscar McAdoo up here. He has been very helpful to us in getting these guys to come fresh from practice. So we've got several guys we want to talk to for a moment. Oscar, what's up?
What's up? How y'all doing?
Nobody here is gonna. We're all compliments, dude.
Yeah.
We're not like Coach Thompson.
Nah, yeah, he be tripping. He be tripping. I mean, it's all right. You gotta have people like that that are gonna,
Hey, at the base of it is all love. You know that. Right?
No, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you of all people should know. I've been holding you accountable for a while, and that came from a place of love. So, you're definitely not the same kid you were, a few years ago. So you're coming off your fifth practice, right?
Yeah,
for spring.
Yeah.
Tell us your thoughts on it, and just kind of how you feel going into the season.
I think we're doing we're actually doing really good. Like the intensity, and also we have a lot of chemistry. Like more, I think, than last year's team, because like we've all been playing together, and like we're going to our senior year. So I think the leadership is 10 times better than it's ever been while we've been here. The intensity at practice, like I said, it's really good. We might start off slow, but we're not going to go a whole day of being slow. Like today, defense started off a little slow, but towards the end of practice, like it's never like we just got to start off strong and continue that consistency. That's just what we got to be. We don't want to build up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I like that.
Yep.
Going back a little bit to last year, what was a point maybe in last year's season when you thought, hey, this group, we can be special. We can do some special things. Maybe a game or a moment.
Probably after like Wheeler, like during Wheeler, because like that was a hard game. But like the way we fought through, like a lot of teams I've been on, if we're in that close of a game, we're not gonna we're not gonna.
You were down
Yeah.
21-7
Yeah, I
just
mean,
in a
yeah,
blink of an eye.
like,
You
it
were
was
down
like
14 in like
in
2
like 2
seconds.
seconds. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we were it was a crazy moment. Like my second varsity game, I'm sitting under. We give up a hitch for 98 yards, and then they go score the next play.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting under the tent, and Jay throws a pick six, and then I'm like, dang. We get the ball back, and then they fumble on the kickoff, and and they fumble on the kickoff all the way down the other end. And I'm all the way down here under the tent, and I gotta run all the way back over there.
And it was the second game of the year,
Yeah, and
so
it
it's
was
still warm.
No, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah, it was.
It's hot out there, and I had to go. I'm already gassed when I get down there to the goal line. I'm like, but then we get a goal line stop there, and then
That was huge.
Yeah,
But I think that changed everything.
we were
that may
down
have
4.
changed the whole season.
That's
honestly.
what I mean.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that
Yeah.
one goal line stand changed the trajectory of the season. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's when it really started to click. Because like, if I'm the other team and I'm up 14-0, I get the ball on my own 10-yard line. If I go punching it right here, it was probably game over. Like, there's no way. But then we just kept calling, and then offense started to get things going, and we started to really figure out like that also wasn't our best game. Like if we would have played them later in the season, we would have destroyed them.
I agree
We
with
would
that.
have destroyed.
I agree with that.
We
yeah.
often, I think
Yeah.
we often talked about that, like
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
we were just kind of still
Yeah.
finding out who we were.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, at that second game. You know, so that's I definitely agree with that for sure. But so Oscar, you're going to be playing nose
Yes,
again
sir.
this year.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are there gonna be some times who's gonna be rotating in with you to give you a breather? Who right now?
It's gonna be Rafa Benitez. Yeah.
Rafa. Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna hold it down good, whatever. But yeah, we're just all about like effort this year. Make sure we're 100%. But I mean, I definitely think I got way more win than I had last year. So there's not gonna be many times where I'm gonna come out. But you know, he's definitely gonna good rotation. We got a good rotation.
Yeah.
I
So
believe in him.
you don't feel like we're gonna be like when you're coming out like there's not gonna be a huge drop down.
No,
with
no, not
yeah.
at all. No.
Yeah.
I think he's good. He's a good nose guard. Like he'd probably anywhere else in the region. I'm not like hyping myself up, but anywhere else in the region, he would start at the position.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that's at every position. We have a lot of depth at the D line and at just not in our secondary a lot, but O line, D line, we have depth. So I feel like that's good.
Yeah, and that seems like something we really haven't had
Yeah.
the last few years. You guys have had to play a lot of snaps, and you know, at times the defense really struggled to get stops last year,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of that may have been a fatigue issue. You know what I'm saying? Being on the field.
Yeah, we're working on that a lot this year, though. Like during practice, we have third down drill during practice. So I feel like, and that Coach Salam says it every day. He's like, we were terrible on third downs last year because I mean we were.
Well,
We'd get
that
Archer
game.
Yep,
That
hey.
Archer game that proved it out.
I mean, we get them to 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. We can get them to 3rd and long, and they'd get off the field.
That
And
was it was unbelievable.
And like that's why I think Coach Salam's such a great coach because like not many coaches might not do that. They might just be like, well, y'all lost that game, but now we're just building off that, and we don't have some of the same players like Jackson last year, or Christian and Colin, which those guys were in Zay. That's 40 touchdowns. I mean, we're losing 40 touchdowns. Like,
yeah,
that's just. But I actually think, and Aiden Watson, he's doing really good. He's good. He just got out of baseball. He was doing good even in baseball season. So he's doing really good. I think we're gonna be. And we got just another quarterback from Campbell. He's pretty good. But yeah, I think we're gonna have a special season this year. We just got to stay together.
Yeah.
Who's one guy that has really like stood out to you this spring? Like somebody that you can just kind of say, man, he looks different.
Eric Geralds. He's done way better. He's gotten like from when he's a freshman to now he's really built a lot on like who he is as a person, and he's been a way better leader this year. I think he's starting to really understand it. But it's not just him. It's a lot of people. Like we're all really. It's like everybody is taking that leadership role. It's not just one person. Like I couldn't really like. But if I had to point out one person, it'd be him. Like he's taken the biggest leaps. Like everybody else, you've seen glimpses there, but he used to go from 0, but now he's really up, and he has a great leader and all that.
You know, both Coach Slom and Coach Thompson told us that one of the things they've noticed the most compared to last year, when you look at this team this spring, is how much stronger you guys have gotten. How do you feel about that?
No, we have gotten stronger. We have, I think, 5 people who probably squat over 500 pounds, probably like 5. So yeah, we got some strength
boys.
here, and yeah, we've broken like I think 6 team records. we've broken a lot of we've gotten strong, and that's all Coach D. He pushes us. We might think that sometimes he's being over dramatic, but he's not. Like we've gotten stronger because of him. And also a lot of our guys are also training outside of just lifting, because like you can't just be strong. Like you can bench all that, but what are you gonna do in the field? Like, and a lot of guys be training outside of there, so
Yeah.
they've gotten way better and faster and stronger. So that's why I think like every starter I know right now has been in the lab. They've been training. They've been so we're gonna be hard to deal with this year. So
Well, we're super excited about the product we're going to see next Friday. We're super excited about broadcasting you guys upcoming 2025, and I'm hearing a lot of good stuff, man. And Oscar, you're always one of our favorites, and still double nines.
yeah. We're the double nines. This jersey's a little tight though. I'm not gonna lie. My 59 was a little better last year, but the number better. But it's a little tight. Y'all gonna see me belly out during the
Let's
game.
go.
Hey, that's all right though. That's all right.
It's a little tight.
Be an immovable force. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to try and get a couple of your other teammates out here. They came out to.
All these guys play offense though. I mean, they're kind of, they're all of them. I mean, they do make plays though. I mean, they make our team better. Like,
they
and also
do.
the strides these guys made from like last year. And DJ, he came from North Cobb Christian, but he's doing really good, adapting to the new offense. And Donnie and TC, they're different players than they were last year. But I think we all really gained a lot of everything. Like we're doing really good, especially our senior guys, because like I said, we've been together a long time.
We can't wait. We appreciate your time, big man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, guys, that's Oscar McAdoo, class of 2026. We're gonna get TC Washington come up here real quick and talk a couple minutes with us. TC. What's going on? All right, TC, how you doing, man?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming out tonight. We appreciate you guys making your day a little bit longer. I know coming after practice, sometimes you just want to go crash, but we appreciate you. And another thing I appreciate is all the big plays you made last year and making my job as exciting as it was last year. And you've been busy since season was over. You've gone on some visits, big time places. Do you have any other visits coming up that you're going to go on to this summer, maybe some camps and things like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Tennessee, and probably gonna go to Georgia State.
Okay.
And so to see where it goes from there.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we're super excited about what this 2025 team is and can be capable of. What are your thoughts based on sort of that disappointing Archer loss, where we've come from there to here?
Well, I'll definitely say we've definitely connected more as a team and communication, because I'll say in the Archer game, everybody's getting mad at each other and different things like that. But when we come together as a team, something we really worked on this offseason, building that team chemistry, that bond. And I think that's the difference coming into this new season.
Yeah. Now, we talked with Coach Thompson about how the running back room changed a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get in that running back room with your other backs, I mean, you got to be like, oh, yeah, I like this room. Like, who are some guys that maybe, of course, I have Colin in advisement, and I've had him in class, so I really am looking forward to see what he can do.
Yeah.
How do you think maybe he and some of the other running backs are going to contribute and make maybe your job a little bit easier?
Yeah. So I feel like having more like running backs that play at a high level, man. Tell you what, defense, the other teams we're gonna have to play, it's gonna be bad, man, because everybody can like they're powerful, quick, fast, like everything. And so I think having 4 of those is, how our team's gonna stop it,
Yeah, I agree. Who's the best back catching the ball out of the backfield? Who's the best at that?
Well,
You
I
can
don't
say
like
yourself.
You can say yourself.
Yeah. I'll probably say myself, because like even as a little kid, I've been practicing just catching the ball and everything, so it's been natural. But
Do you think they're gonna? Is that part of the plan to get you a little more involved coming out of the backfield catching the football this year?
I think so. I think playing like a little bit out, like in slot or maybe something like that, and that sort of tight end kind of position.
Yeah.
Uh, get more opportunities to make plays and be put in positions to get some yards and everything.
What was your favorite play? Obviously, your favorite play, not your favorite play that you saw. Favorite play that you made last year, because you had some huge touchdowns for us last year. What was your favorite one?
Uh, Probably that Wheeler game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I was thinking in the back of my mind, I was like, he's going to say Wheeler.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%. I liked one of my favorites was the McEachern game.
Yeah, that one too. That was a good one.
That was I love that. I loved calling that play. Because it was just kind of like, is anybody going to tackle this guy?
No, they're not.
not.
They're not. No. All right, so I got to ask that. I don't ask the hard hitting questions. I ask the easy questions. So, at what point after the game do you go and listen to our broadcast and find your name?
Well, if it's an away game, on the bus, on the bus back, I'm tuned in.
Awesome. I knew it. That's awesome. Scroll till I hear my. There it is.
Yeah,
Okay, yep. Rewind.
Just look for the spike in the audio.
Yeah, when he gets loud, that's usually
that's what you got to find.
TC must have done something
look
there.
For that spike, man. Well, man, we're obviously super excited. I know you guys cannot wait to hit somebody else.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah, you
right?
get tired of hitting each other.
And again, that North Cobb team, they're gonna be a good test. I mean, they're gonna be. Don't you think they're gonna be a good measuring stick for you guys?
I would definitely say so. A lot of people give North Cobb a lot of praise and everything. So just to be able to go out there and compete against a team like that at a high caliber, I think it's a good test to see where we're at.
Just remember, you only get a half to do it because after that, the Scoobies are coming in.
Yeah. Well, man, TC, we appreciate. Of course, we love being up there with your dad.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He's a trip. We love him too, man. And
known your dad a long time,
yeah.
So yeah, it's cool. And I know for him, it's cool to see you play and be able to call your name when you do something.
Oh
so,
yeah, that's special.
He calls your name a little different when you do something, just a little different. So. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, TC, thanks for coming out. We appreciate you, and we can't wait to see what you're going to do this
Thank
year
you,
and next week, man. All right, so we'll see. Who wants to come? Let's see, DJ or Donovan. DJ's gonna give Donovan the
DJ's
mic
not.
here.
He's not sure about us.
He's not sure about us yet.
He doesn't know us. Yeah, he doesn't know us
yet.
Yeah.
But Donovan, hey man, how you doing?
So, how are y'all doing?
We're good, man. Obviously we're looking forward to seeing you guys, see what you get put on the field next week and in the fall. But what I'm really looking forward to is a healthy you. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I feel better than ever. I gained like 15 more pounds since like the last season, put more muscle on and everything. So I feel great.
A lot of peanut butter and honey sandwiches.
Right before I went to sleep.
Yep.
All right.
I did the same thing playing football in high school. Peanut butter and honey right before you go to bed, man. Packs it on. Yep. Packs it on.
Hey, as long as he's still got the hands of steel, man, that's all we need. I know that was frustrating for you last year with the injuries, not being able to show, what you could really do. Felt like kind of near the end of the year, you kind of started to round into form because what people don't understand is that, when you're out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks or more, it takes you a while to get your wind back and also just to get the route running and all that stuff that you haven't been able to do. Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand that. And I felt like that you really, once you came back, it was like, okay, Donovan's playing and he's playing. Like, you didn't seem to really have, any sort of like lag, like you were ramping up. It's like, hey, when you were back, you were back. How do you explain being able to do that?
So while I was out, when I haven't broken my wrist, I was like in my backyard and I just kept doing everything that I without my wrist. Like I would like go in there backyard, run my routes, try to stay in shape and everything. And like and also I would just use my other hand with the tennis ball for eye coordination.
Okay.
So it would help me out when my other hand came back. So and that's about it. And
do you remember how you broke it? Was it a block or what was it?
It was in the Wheeler game actually. So I remember we ran this play and then like we switched. Me and the receiver just switched, and I went up the seam, and the ball was kind of behind me, and then like I landed on my wrist like this. I fell back like that.
Okay.
And then I remember it just started hurting, but like I had adrenaline, so I just like it wasn't hurting that bad. So I thought it was just sprained. And then for the rest of the game, I just kept playing. And then when I got home, it started swelling up. And then the next day, I went to the urgent care and got X-ray, and I had a fracture.
Ugh.
I broke that. Was it one of the little bitty bones?
Yeah, yes, sir.
I broke. I bet it might be one of the same bone. I broke that wrist playing in high school. Same way. Put my hand down to catch
Yeah.
myself when I went down, and I knew something was wrong. I couldn't use my hand, and so 2 plays later, I had to catch a pass
Like,
one-handed with my body and my arm. So I just went thump like that, and then I didn't play after that because coach was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I can't use my left hand." It didn't work. So
And
yeah,
like that.
ever since, I haven't tried to catch myself again. So
yeah,
But,
no, yeah, you got to kind of because the wrist is. People don't realize how delicate those little bones are. Ask Bob Horner about that. He'll
Well,
tell you
I
all
mean,
about it.
and part of it too is when you fracture those, some of them don't have the greatest blood supply.
Yeah.
So it does take a little bit longer.
Mine's still not the same
to actually heal it.
And that was 40 years
How
ago.
does it? Does it feel 100%
Oh
now?
yes, sir. Like when I had it, it usually like it was super skinny, and then like I gained more muscle back and everything.
Atrophy's
But,
real.
Yeah, definitely,
Yes, sir.
definitely. Well, I guess going back and looking at your abbreviated 2024. See you, Michael. Good to see you. What was maybe your favorite moment, personal moment from 2024?
Probably during the summer with my team, because like I made a bond with them and everything, and like they were my brothers, and it's just like it just felt right and everything. That was probably it. Like we had this team install. I'm not install like a team get together. Like we like spent over at the field house, and that was pretty fun.
Oh, that's right. Is that when
Yeah.
y'all on the field?
Is there? Yeah, we had like
I remember hearing about that.
yeah, we had like tents and everything. We just slept on the field.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. That is awesome. But yeah, these guys, I mean, from what Oscar's talking about, the coaches were talking about, it seems to me like you guys are kind of dialed into one another, especially the upperclassmen.
Is there?
I mean, is that just something that you can feel in the field house and at every practice?
Is there for sure? Because with the upperclassmen, we've been together since like 6th grade, everything. So it's just like we have that bond. We've been knowing each other for like 4 years, 5 years. So it was just it just felt great.
Well,
What's the one thing you're most looking forward to next season?
That's a good question.
Or maybe it's a game, maybe like a team.
Oh, a team?
Something like that. Like what's one that you're really looking forward to?
McKeecher and Hillgrove.
Okay.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
and McKeecher, we have them on homecoming.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's our homecoming game.
October 3rd.
Okay.
Because like they just got a lot of transfers in, and then we're gonna see how good they are when they play against us.
Okay. So they went to the portal.
Yeah.
they seem to do that quite often.
Yeah.
In just about every sport.
Yeah, quite often.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, man, Donovan, again, I think one of my early touchdown calls, I called you by the wrong name, and
You did.
somebody on the chat
Yep.
let me know, and I was like,
Donovan.
I
My
was
bad. We
all
got
right,
it now.
So they corrected me pretty quick. I did not make that mistake again, and I'm not going to make it this year. Hopefully,
Hey, look, just make plays and we won't mess
Yeah,
your name up.
yeah.
I mean, that's all you
Hopefully,
got
I'll
to do.
be
Just make
calling
plays.
that name a lot this year. That
sir.
you stay healthy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate you.
Donovan Martin, everybody, wide receiver for the Hoyas 2025. We're going to get our last interview here. A new player this year, DJ Huggins, and DJ is a transfer from North Cobb Christian. Just a couple things, DJ. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yes, sir.
I know it makes for a long day for you guys coming here after football and everything.
Yeah, yes, sir.
But what coming from a smaller school, what's been maybe no adjustment, but what's been the biggest adjustment for you coming to Harrison and the practices? Are they radically different?
A little different. Definitely at Harrison, they're just a lot faster, like pace. Like it's one thing to, another thing. School wise, definitely, a lot more kids. But yeah, I'm adjusted, real well and glad to be here. So yes, sir.
Is this your first semester? Or
Yes,
did you
it
come
is.
Okay, so you came in January?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how long were you at North Cobb Christian?
I was there my freshman year, and then obviously that,
That
first
first-
semester.
okay.
So yeah.
All right.
At what point did you find out who we are? Today?
Yeah, today. Honestly, I didn't. Oscar texted me this morning. He was like, "I need you for some." I was like, "Okay," and then,
But what
the interview.
were your thoughts on? Wait a minute, we have a broadcast team.
I didn't even know. So
We've been doing it for 10 years.
10
Yeah.
years. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
been doing it a long time.
yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty good at it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So your name, part of that wide receiver room.
Yes, sir.
That's got guys like this.
Yeah.
You're gonna you'd be throwing it to TC Washington out of the backfield. We got these other guys. That room, when you look around that room, are you feeling pretty good about that wide receiver
Yeah, I
room?
feel real good. Glad to have my teammates like Donovan and then Matthew Traster out there. So yeah, I feel really good about it.
Yeah. What's your favorite route to run?
Probably either a curl or a dig, but I like all routes. But I don't know if I really have a favorite one.
The one that gets me the ball.
Yeah.
What's the one you hate the most?
Probably something getting in the middle of the field with the linebackers. So, yeah.
Yeah, it takes a special level of courage to
Yeah,
run
to
go
run
over
that,
the middle.
run that quick slant in the middle of the field.
Mhm.
Oh Lord.
Well, if the quarterback throws it right, the quick slant's fine.
Yeah.
It's those intermediate ones
Well,
where that safety realizes it and
yeah,
creeps
I mean-
up, and then you lose your head.
or your quarterback throws you a hospital ball about 3 feet over your head.
Yep.
And then your ribs get exposed and you get blown up.
So when you're out there blocking on the end, which one of those backs are you the most worried about coming up behind you?
Probably David. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's real big. So I'm definitely,
You don't want to get rolled up by him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
If you ever blocked out on the edge, because you can hear them, but you don't know where they
when
are
it's going to hit. Yeah.
until it hurts. And then, and it's like, oof, okay. Yeah. What kind of offense did you guys run at North Cobb Christian?
I think it was what's it called? Sorry, I'm blanking. I'm blanking. It was like not pistol, obviously.
Is it more pro style?
Yeah,
or?
pretty much like pro style for the most part. We'd have 2 slots on each side. Do trips a lot. Running back. So whatever, I can't remember what that's called. Blanket, but yeah, pro style,
All
pretty
right.
much.
Yeah, a little West Coast action probably.
Yeah.
One tight end.
Yeah.
Slot receiver pull. Yeah, that's probably at least a flavor of it.
Yeah. Now, Coach Thompson, we talked to him earlier today before you guys get here.
Okay.
And we were asking him, hey, what's how the guys been doing? What's something that maybe you saw at a practice that maybe surprised you a little bit? And he goes, we got this guy. He just got here from North Cobb Christian. Said, and we're doing this drill. And it's a 1v1 D-line, O-line. And you got basically a free running safety.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, DJ took off with one leg and jumped over the dude.
Yeah.
Is this true? Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, very. Yeah.
I got to know who the safety was. Or
Yeah.
who was the back?
What's his name? Jacob. Yeah, Jacob.
Jacob who?
Williamson.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know him, so I can't give him help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I knew him, I was going to get him tomorrow.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. So obviously you guys are part of the group. Obviously you're going to have 2 quarters come Friday.
Yeah.
And then kind of get to watch the younger guys play. What are your goals? Obviously you have, little goals, short-term goals. What are some of your goals for the next 5 practices in the spring game?
Definitely, just dominate every play. That's something I had on some of my goals. Obviously, get used to the offense, get used to Aiden, the new quarterback, and just honestly just, get better. But yeah, so yeah.
Okay.
I love that answer. I don't think you can answer that question any better than that.
Do you know any of the guys over at North Cobb?
North Cobb High School, yeah. Teddy's over there. He's the quarterback.
Yeah. So I didn't know if you had a friendship with any of them, because I know you guys all you're close because you grew up in the same area. So.
Yeah, a couple of them I know.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we look forward to seeing you play, especially next Friday. We were talking to Coach Salam the other day, and Friday that spring game is always like where. It's like opening night where the curtains open, but they don't open all the way. You get to see a little bit, and you get to see the guys and how different they look from the season before, or new guys like you, and you get to say, okay, now that that could be a potential difference maker. So it's exciting for us as well because we don't get to play football anymore. You know, we're old and all that, but you know, it's always
we
neat.
have to live vicariously through you guys.
We got so we need y'all to win. That's important. Do you want us to die? Because that would be bad. No, we don't want that.
No,
So,
we don't want that.
yeah, we don't want to die. So yeah, that was that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Well, since you didn't know about us till today,
Yes.
I'm going to leave you with an assignment.
Okay.
All right. I want you to get your entire family, extended family, make sure they follow us, HNS Radio, on Instagram.
Okay.
And make sure they follow us on Podbean, and they can listen to this interview.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to post it on wherever on all of our platforms, links and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So tell them your interview occurs about the 90-minute mark.
Okay,
so,
I got you.
All right. Yeah. So
and Oscar knows how to.
Yeah.
He can walk you through it.
We're gonna put it on the football Twitter. We'll tag the football Twitter as well. So have them download the Podbean app and follow it. That way they'll get text notifications every Friday night.
Okay, yeah, and then they can listen to the game.
Yeah. We're talking aunts, uncles,
everywhere,
grandma, granddad, everybody.
Because family will probably be in the stands, but distant family, they can tune in and listen. It's very easy. You touch a couple buttons and that's it.
Okay,
so.
I definitely let them know that.
And it ain't like cable where you got to pay. You know what I mean? It's fine.
Yeah.
It's
free of charge.
That's right.
Free of charge.
DJ, thank you, man.
Yeah.
We look forward to seeing you play. It was good to meet you.
Nice to meet y'all too.
DJ Huggins, he's dying for a nickname.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get him one.
Yep.
Absolutely. So
DJ, the touchdown maker.
We're gonna do one more.
All right.
We're gonna do a quick one. I promised in 2 minutes.
Okay.
But it won't disappoint.
JC.
It's Jackson Connors.
JC.
Since
Thanks, man.
he's headed out the door to West Georgia,
and he's coming straight off awards night, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Right in.
I know. So
I came for this. So
he did. And so we got look.
He told me in the hallway.
And
I was promised.
100%.
And it's not like he's a bad interview.
No, he's a great.
He's a great interview. So we got
an amazing interview.
Jackson Connors. I hate to say this, but you're leaving, and that sucks.
Yeah.
Because eventually you guys do leave the nest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything you're gonna miss?
Yeah, I feel like I've been a senior for like 4 years though. Like I feel like y'all have seen me in the hallway. I've been senior wandering, senioritis for like 4 years now. So
that's true.
Actually leaving, like it's kind of crazy. These last 2 weeks felt like a fever dream to me. It's been like fast but slow because like I have so much to do, but like no time. And like I got 2 jobs now already lined up for the summer. So I'm making some money for myself, and I got my training, and then I got graduation, stuff like that, grad parties. So I'm like everywhere. Then we got state Saturday, so yeah.
Oh, that's right. They just
big weekend.
They just set the school record too.
My second one
twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's awesome. Who else? It was you, Riley Comstock,
Grayson, and DJ Mack.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And it was the 4 by which one?
4
by 400. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So,
man's race. Be honest with
that's
what's your
you're
split?
right about that.
49.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's
I got
moving.
Yeah,
that's quick.
I need to do better though. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm excited. When I get to college, the training will be so much different. Because I noticed I've been like actually. I'll show my phone. I'm sure right over here. But yeah, I split a 4.28 and a 40 on the track yesterday. So
wow,
yeah,
that's quick.
Yeah, so with spikes and stuff like that, which makes it obviously it's hand, so it was probably like a 4.38 something like that. So that's where I'm about at because I split 4.4 at the end of before last season of football. So
and you're gonna be track and field at West Georgia,
yes,
right?
sir.
You're gonna be
the decathlete.
Decathlete. That's right. That's right.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Awesome.
He told me that. I was like,
I didn't
wow.
know that they.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've been like undercover pole vault. I was pole vaulting the whole year. It's like undercover. Yeah. No, that's hard. That's the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't imagine.
That's such a specialty thing.
Can't imagine.
No, yeah. When I got into pole vaulting, the community was like crazy. Like it's like a weird cult. You have to like infiltrate into the cult. It's kind of weird.
It is. No.
Hey, there's these weird people with the tubes on their trucks and stuff. You can spot them.
No,
That's what.
You could be one of those. Dudes?
I was one of them. I had like, I didn't have a tube, so I just had my pole sticking out of the back of the truck, and it looked super weird.
Sloan Vick, one of my basketball players, said the exact same thing because she used to do pole vault for Harrison.
That's true. I did not know that.
And she described it the exact same way.
Yeah.
Cult like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It was. Yeah. It was.
But you know what's funny? No one knows this, and I'm like I love Harrison track. I've done it for 4 years, so we don't have like the best of the best stuff like that. But our pole vault coach is one of one. I think he's a 3-time national champion. Has guys like from all over the place. He like made Flicky Stick, which is an indoor company.
Yeah.
He's like 87. But I call him the sleeping dragon. He's a monster. He's really good.
The
He's really
sleeping
good.
dragon.
Nah, he's
That's
awesome.
great.
Yeah, but I'm super excited. Growing up, it's been pretty weird. Finally getting out of it, surreal. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, leaving Harrison, not mad about it, but I'm mad that I have to leave everyone at Harrison.
I mean,
like
I've
y'all.
I've heard about him since he was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because his sister was one of my trainers right there at the end of my reign, so to speak.
Yeah.
But and she, she's doing it and was doing it in college, and I kept hearing about how he's playing 6th grade Hoyas and all this stuff. I was like, and to see him he started as a sophomore, then he got hurt, and he dealt with that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of kids they're not good with that.
Well, it affects
they
them.
They can't handle it.
Yep.
I mean, all you get have a bad injury that keeps you out. That'll challenge your mental fortitude.
Yeah, it was tough for sure.
Yep.
But I came back. I got a snap in the Colquitt game, which was a compliment to me. I feel like they put me in to give me
I
some
remember
love.
that.
Yeah,
I remember
gave me some
that.
love last play of the game.
Yeah.
And then junior year was obviously a good success, good campaign junior year. And then senior year dealt with some things. But now, bro, and I have this doctor, by the way, now. Perfect. I mean, it's awesome. I feel great.
So
Everything.
the hamstring will no longer be an issue.
Yeah. I keep hopefully knock on wood, but the way it feels amazing now. I feel great.
Awesome.
So I'm so blessed I found him. Xavier Hill, of course, he told me to go to him, and I was thinking, why is Xavier never really hurt? Xavier's always kind of seeing those jukey moves, and he's fine. So I was like, let me go try this guy out. And he changed my life. So
Wow.
Yeah. So it's awesome.
That is cool.
But yeah, I'll be training hardcore for the decathlon. It'll be super nice to be his structure because we don't really have that much structure at Harrison, to be fair. But once I have an actual program where I can go pole vault, long jump, high jump, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All day, every day. It'll be fun.
Wheaties box.
Yeah.
Wheaties box material right here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
trying.
absolutely. That'd be awesome.
That's what I'm talking
Trying to
about.
make some money, get trained.
Now, where you said you got 2 jobs?
Yeah,
where are
I'm
you
working at Brookstone right now. I'm a car attendant.
Okay.
And then I got the side gig on Saturdays, and that's gonna be my flag football referee.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at 45. I don't know. I say 45 a game, 40-minute games.
What?
Yeah. I told Willie that. Willie was like, wait, where's this?
Yeah, he's
Willie,
like, where can I?
Willie said,
where
Willie said,
can I
where is
sign
this
up?
at?
You are stealing money.
No, exactly. I love football, and I love being around football. So it's that's easy money.
And you can stay in shape. Run
Exactly.
around.
That's true.
Exactly. That
Yeah.
cardboard jog's no joke though. That's an actual job. That thing's no joke.
Oh.
I'm there from 2 to 11. I'm so serious. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we gotta go golfing though. I'm in it now.
We need to swing them.
I'm in it.
You got
I'm in it now.
you got our contact.
Yeah.
We have our contact information.
I don't have his, so we
Yeah.
can give them to him
we
off
can
the
get
air.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Now put it on the air. Leak your info.
Yeah. No, we're not doing that. That's how
Infiltration.
bad things happen.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, he's already proven that his phone's easily hacked, so we just can't have that.
We were at
gotta
the
be
Braves
careful.
game.
your card number and stuff.
No. We're at the Braves game the other night, and so I go to get pretzels, or I go to the bathroom or something. I just left my phone on the thing.
Mistake number 1.
I come back. He's taken 7 or 8 pictures, and then he texted them to my wife.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah.
I hacked it. I hacked it in
it.
one guess.
He took it one guess.
you
One
serious?
guess.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
guess.
It was that hard.
Yep.
That's another grown man thing. Open a bank account.
Let's go.
What?
Let's
Dude,
go.
you financial wizard.
Bro, I'm
you.
telling you, bro.
You.
It's growth and human growth and development, IRL, but not the weird stuff, just the money stuff. I feel like I feel like an adult.
Oh, our little baby
Hardcore,
boy has grown up before
Little
us.
Jackson.
No, yeah,
Little
it's getting real.
And what's crazy is, I look at him and then I'm like, man, he's a little off center. And then I look at who his uncle is.
Oh yeah,
I know.
And
I
that's
always
like, I got that.
That's literally
Yeah.
me and him used to butt heads because of that. Because I'm all over the place. I'm like,
Oh, you are so much like him.
No, you think
Listen,
so?
You
Your
are
uncle,
so much
I gotta
like
tell
him.
you something funny, and your mom will appreciate this too. When he was in my class, we were talking about concussions, and I was going through how you do a sideline assessment, and I was like, yeah, you take a pin light, and he was like, so you shine a dark light in their eye, and I just stopped in my tracks, and I went and I wrote that down on the board. Shine, in quotes, shine a dark light in their eye, unquote, dash Jeffrey Crocker. And it stayed up there for the whole semester. And I just couldn't believe that he said something so stupid. But it was kind of he and I was our back and forth.
You gotta be my grandpa.
And he still remembers it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you been my grandpa, if you been oh my gosh. I don't know if it ever interviewed my grandpa. You talked to him for probably 3 hours. And
Oh, I know. Yeah.
you met him?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that guy, bro.
Yes.
Bro, region track meet. I'll speed region track meet. I'm there. Coach like, be there at 5, or I think he was like, yeah, be there at 4. I'm like, I bet I'll be there at 4. My grandpa texted me at 2. He's like, yo, we're here. We got a spot lined up for you. I'm like, it's 2. Like, why are you? My nana's like, please, like, tell him you don't have to be here anymore. Like, today at the Hoya Awards, it starts at 6. He's there at 5, front row, front and center. I'm like, thanks, but like, I don't need that. Like, I don't need a front row and center thing.
Oh,
Hey,
that was kind of cool.
Everybody needs that
Yeah.
biggest fan.
You do.
That's true.
Yeah.
And he was super proud of me. I'm super happy.
Yeah.
But that Hoya Awards thing was like, I'm like, it was
Yeah.
cool, really cool. Actually, I loved it. I love the Hoya
Look,
Awards.
you're
Hey.
fine. You're
and
fine.
And you're fine.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah. It was
And you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
Jackson, again, not gonna lie, you are one of our favorite all timers.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You're an all timer for sure.
I didn't even get to
Yeah.
teach you, but he did.
I
But
did, and it
I got
was
to-
worth every minute of it.
Yeah, hey, me and Christian spent together.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep.
Crazy. Well, guys,
it was one of those semesters you just never forget.
yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Well,
All right, well,
Jackson,
thank
we
y'all.
appreciate it. That's Jackson Connors, everybody, class of 2025. Left his mark definitely on this Harrison.
Oh, he
football
left some
program.
marks, all right.
He left some marks. Still making it on the track world as well. Got his state meet this weekend. So they'll be running the 4x4, which is, as he said, a man's race. So
Yes, it is. All right.
And,
I think that's been the most interviews we've ever done.
yes, we were all over the interviews. That
Yep.
was maybe it been our longest Otters broadcast ever, and was almost not a broadcast.
Well, we did fine.
We were good, and it's fine. All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, and appreciate everybody for coming down here tonight. Again, you can continue to support H&S Radio. Got about another 50 minutes, so you can come by up until 9 o'clock. We are going to be going off the air right now, and I think I'm going to be getting me something to go and taking it to the house.
Yeah, I just got a text, so that tells me that I'm probably doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's
All
been
right.
a great night.
All right, everybody. Look forward to you guys listening next Friday as we go live from Cobley Stadium as the Hoyas take on North Cobb. We'll be broadcasting the first half of that spring scrimmage as we always do, May 16th.
Mhm.
So we'll see you next Friday at 7 o'clock. Till then, you've been listening to H&S Radio.